Good afternoon on what is a mild grey and cloudy day. It is Thursday the 23rd of May and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a box. Get my finger under it. There we go. Continue unboxing. And what I'm going to pull out of here is this. This is South Sea, a Svilland Campaign Setting. So grab your axes and make your sacrifices. Valhalla awaits. Welcome to the South Sea, where life is hard, nature is harsh, and seas are challenging. In this expansion for the dark and brutal setting Svilland, you will experience a place that is even darker and more brutal in its own way. The many islands of the South Sea and the hundreds of shores they contain are full of dark myths ready to unfold, each of them with their own struggles to bear. Since resources are scarce in these lands, piracy and raids are common parts of life, and residents are always ready to spill blood to survive. In the pages of this book, you will find dozens of new locations and NPCs, along with cults, organisations, monsters, items, and a domain dedicated to run the glorious Lady of the Depths. Naval warfare, the tradition of shipbuilding and sailorship. In the region of the South Sea that is heavily influenced by the stories of famous Viking sailors, their struggles and their legendary battles, a considerable part of residents spends quite a bit of time at sea carrying on traditions of shipbuilding and sailorship that Svillanders have mastered throughout the ages. They have many ways of making their boats, of naval warfare, of hunting for food, or for riches, all of which await in the pages of this book. So have it, brave reader. Come and tread the treacherous seas for glory and Valhalla. So this is published by, I can't see who this is actually published by, but the essentially Svilland is a 5th edition setting that is Viking-like. Because essentially as soon as you mention Valhalla, you're pretty much on the territory with Vikings. So, let's get this open. So it's quite a slim volume, just surprisingly 96 pages. It is, let's put the pages apart. You have a map of the South Islands of the South Sea. So that's quite a large region. The characters will be basically sailing back and forth between. And it's from DRS Publishing. Realm Storytellers. I've got a discussion of the myth of Norse mythology and theme and atmosphere of the setting. This is going to be different from the core setting. And then we've got a table of contents, so basically describing what's in the book, of course. And then the first section we've got is the history of the South Sea, a brief chronicle for islanders, basically through the first age, a shelter, second age, a lost island, third age, rule of many. And then we're into campaigns in the South Sea, people of the South Sea, and basically the various persons from the different islands, and some actually really quite nice artwork there. Actually we've got quite a nice cover as well. Do like that. And then covering things like the relationships between the people of one island and the next. And it's going to do this again for the different peoples of Svilland and the islands. Before we get into a more detailed description of the South Sea, noting that there is a problem with a disease and the blackened blood, and then it goes through island by island, starting off with the Howling Land and a more detailed map from the front of the page, so the front of the book. So there we go. There's the full map, but then you go through to the next section. There we go. And even then, that's broken down by locations. So, it's making things easy to find on the map. and it's going to do that again and again. And it's always a great technique when you see that, because it makes it easy to work with the book, not flip back and forward. And it's even right down to sort of like going, looking at the tiny little islands as well. So you've got a good guide there to the different islands. The occasional rumour thrown in. And then we look at chapter 2 is new character options, including the deep water domain. So this is really for your essentially deep water domain is granted by Ran, Lady of the Depths. She's the wife of Ija and terrorizes the open sea with her daughters known as the Waves. And these are the sort of like different spells granted by that domain. So you can really go in and sort of like going with sort of like full blood, thunder, and the crashing sound of waves. Backgrounds for different characters. So, for example, the child who survived, and then we get on to organising your crew, recruiting your crew, and how they work in the game. Crew feats, so that you can have, you can set sail across the region, and you can and this is a guide on how to sail in Svilland, including a guide to your longship, how to improve it, how to get better, how to build it, and then we've got a section on ship level and archetypes. So as you go up in ability and so on, you can also your ship can also go up in ability, and then there's glory to be gained, of course, not just by you as the player characters, but by your crew. Their exploits are worth celebrating. You can have crew traditions and so on, that makes them more powerful, improving their reputation, and the benefits of gaining that. And then we look at the land with kingdoms and cities, various places, and things that you might do on land as a ship's crew, harbouring the fleet, maintenance, leisure and entertainment, of course. And then difficulties at sea, things such as the weather, storms, fog, ice, and then battles at sea. We've got some sample crews and ships ready to bring into play. So basically Vikinger, Berserkers, Goths, or Gothy, Runewalkers, and so on. We've got the actual ships. And then chapter 4 is spells and magic items. So you've got new spells and magic items for the region. It focuses so much as it is upon the sea and sea going. So spells like, Rune of the Angry Boar, Merge with the Ice, Rune of the Deadly Shroud, so on. Lots of different runes. Magic items like Sea Serpent Scale Armour, and great weapons, like a Hydra's War Axe, Godslayer. It's a pity it's not illustrated, but monsters for the new region. Draugr of the Depths, complete with octopus headgear. And here we actually got some artwork that's really quite dark and evil. Yeah, that's walking. The Ice Dead is Ice-Hearted is very much like the Walking Dead in Game of Thrones, and then Railsguard for basically more ordinary NPC, friends and foes. So major characters, NPCs. Unfortunately, not illustrated. That's a bit disappointing again. Table of sea encounters at the end, and that brings South Sea, a region guide for Svilland, to a close. Fairly slim supplement, but interesting. I think that it greatly expands the Svilland setting, letting you play characters set out to go out to sea and explore and engage in raids and battles on the sea, like every good Viking should. Anyway, that is South Sea, the region guide for Svilland. It's published by Dream Realm Storytellers. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be able to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, or in this case an expansion for Svilland, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the like button, on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook, and we'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.